All right, hello Facebook. It is Friday, which means we are here at Aquarium Central filming our fun activities, including Storytime, and then that will be followed by our educational encounter. This week we are talking about mammals. So Donna and I are here in Jumbo's enclosure, which she shares with a few of her friends, her reptile friends. So we've got Jumbo running around here. We've also got Frankie the guinea pig, and we've got Atticus and Charlie and Hodor, our big tortoises, and we might be joined by a few other friends. We've also got Kaylee with us, but she's behind the camera, so you won't see her. So I am Sienna. This is Donna. We are here at Aquarium Central, and this is our Schoolhouse Safari story time, if Donna lets that happen. So this week we're going to read some stories mostly about mammals. I couldn't find any stories specifically for any of the mammals that we have because we have such cool mammals here. We love bunnies and things like that, but we don't usually have we don't have the typical mammals that you find. So we have a few stories we're going to read. We're going to start off with one of my favorites. This is called Happy Hippo, Angry Duck. All right. It says, "Hello, little person. How are you today? Is your mood quite terrific or only okay? Are you happy as a hippo or angry as a duck? Maybe sad as a chicken? Cluck, cluck. Are you grumpy as a moose or excited as a dog? Worried as a rabbit or content as a frog? Perhaps like a pig, you are sweetly amused. Or perhaps like a cow, you're completely confused. You might feel that somehow you've lost all your fizz, or you're frazzled like a frazzled thing. I'm not sure what that is. Well, I hope you are happy, but if you are not, you have friends who will help you. We like you a lot. And a difficult mood is not here to stay. Everyone's mood will change day to day, unless you're that duck. He's always that way." Okay, so that was Happy Hippo, Angry Duck. Our next book is another one of my favorites. It's called Families, Families, Families. And this is by Suzanne Lang and Max Lang.
Mommy.
Yeah? I'm reading. All right. Some children have lots of siblings. Some children have none. Some children have two dads, and some have one mom. Some children live with their grandparents, and some live with an aunt. Some children have many pets, and some have just a plant. Some children live with their father. Some children have two mothers. Some children are adopted. Some have stepsisters and brothers. Some children bunk with their cousins. Some have a mom and a pop. Some children's parents are married, and some children's parents are not. So no matter if you have a ma, a pa, a hog, this llama, 10 frogs and a slug, a cousin named Doug, a great-grandma Betty, and a great-aunt Sue, Uncles Hal, Al, and Sal, and Uncle Lou, too. One stepsis, 3 stepbros, 2 stepmoms, and a prize-winning rose, the world's biggest grandpa, or whatever it might be. If you love each other, then you are a family. All right. So here is my last of my 3 favorite books, which I will read to you, and this is called Giraffes Can't Dance. All right. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he'd buckle at the knees. Now every year in Africa, they hold a jungle dance where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. The warthogs started waltzing and the rhinos rocked and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor, but the lions saw him coming and they soon began to roar. "Hey, look at clumsy Gerald," the animals all sneered. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird." Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. "They're right," he thought. "I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot." So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. Then he found a clearing and he looked up at the sky. "The moon can be so beautiful," he whispered with a sigh. "Excuse me," coughed a cricket who'd seen Gerald earlier on, "but sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song." Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music are the branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying, and his tail swishing round. He threw his legs out sideways, and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. "I'm dancing, yes, I'm dancing. I'm dancing," Gerald cried. Then one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle, we must be in a dream. Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen." "How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how." But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. Then he raised his head up and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find the music that we love." All right, that is the last book we're going to read today. This is going to probably end our series of story time for now, but we'll continue to put out some fun stuff every Friday. So we're going to turn this off and come back in about 5 minutes for our encounter with mammals. We have sugar gliders, and we've got a short-tailed possum and a hairless guinea pig and all sorts of cute things, including some pretty perky prairie dogs who we are excited to share with you. So be sure to tune in just a few minutes for our live exotic animal encounter. It will be fun and educational and good for all ages. Thank you for joining us for story time.